folks, as usual, let's start with the quick overview of the route. Now, what we're looking at here is the All Trails trail that I decided to follow, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch to my activity here for a little bit more clarity. As always, I'll have the links to both of these in the video description, so no need to worry about remembering everything right now. You can always check it out later. All right, this is what the route looks like. It's about 8.2 kilometers, 610 meters of elevation gain, and in my case, about 2 hours and 20 minutes of moving time, I guess 2.5 hours total. I was feeling pretty slow, to be fair, and I will also add that especially up at this top section, I mean, you can even kind of gather that from the topo lines, but it gets pretty steep. As a quick overview, the parking lot is very easily accessible here from Scenic Drive in Red Rock Canyon, the park itself. This is a version of the route where you have to enter the park and pay the entrance fee, or if you've got an America the Beautiful National Parks Pass, they also accept that, even though they're a national park. So something to remember. You could theoretically also do this route from outside of the park, but it's a little bit longer, and technically there's, I mean, as you can see on the map, there's no defined trail. So I recommend doing this version, especially if you're new to the area or just kind of new to hiking, trail running in general. I think it's quite easy and accessible. One thing to remember, maybe two things. Scenic Drive is a one-way road. Okay, once you get done with the loop of this road, there is no coming back. If you want to come back, you're going to have to come back the next day because they limit the amount of cars that actually get into the park. So please be wary of that. If you're planning to do more than one route, make sure the order that you're going to do the routes is sequential along the one-way road. And the second thing that is worth remembering is that these parking lots get full very quickly, very early. I mean, even at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., I forget exactly when the park opens, but there is a line of cars waiting to get in here. Right, so these parking lots are going to fill up very quickly. Definitely don't rely on finding an empty space past, 9 or 10 a.m. I mean, I was there in December, so I don't know what it's like in peak season. But anyway, back to the route itself. The route here for the first, a couple of kilometers or so is very straightforward, as you can see by the elevation lines here, the topo lines. Not a lot of challenging stuff. But once we get into La Madre Mountain Wilderness, this line here, it is going to get very steep. And that steepness doesn't last for a whole lot of distance, but it is challenging. I have to admit, as somebody that's in, the Austrian Alps and the Swiss Alps, even German Alps, though they're not as steep as Austria or Switzerland, quite often I did find it a challenging section. So just be wary of that. And be wary of the weather as well. I was there in December, so it was very cool, very manageable. But if you're going there around the summer or spring, just be wary of the heat combined with the steepness. It might become a challenge. So that is really the only thing that I would highlight on this route. Very pretty, very beautiful, highly recommended. I think it's a very accessible peak. Not too much technical terrain. I think the steepness is your biggest challenge, and wayfinding up here can get a little bit tough just because the trail markers are basically dots of paint on the rocks, but nothing that you can't manage. And it's a very high traffic trail, so there's always going to be people to follow, basically. And there's a lot of options to get here, even if you get sidetracked. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. I hope you like it. Hope you like the trail. And I really hope you get a chance to experience it in person also, because it's absolutely worth it. I can't recommend it enough. All right, folks, we are at the Turtlehead Peak Trailhead, and starting this one from within Red Rock Canyon. I'm pretty sure you can access it from Calico as well, aka where you don't have to pay any fees to get in. But I was already in the park after joining my friends for their approach hike to a climbing route that they're doing. So I figured, well, I'm already in the park, might as well take advantage of paying the entrance fee and try and hit Turtlehead Peak. So let's see what it's got in store for us.
folks, we're almost there. There's a little bit of creative wayfinding that was done recently because the trail markers are really faded out. So I think I kind of got off trail for a second, but I'm back. Peak's almost in sight. Just wanted to stop and check out this amazing view. So let's get that summit. All right, we made it. Turtlehead Summit. That's beautiful. You can kind of see that parking lot way down in the distance there that we started at. Lovely. And there's even this Turtlehead Peak jar where I guess you can leave a little something, a little memento or something for your trip up here. And I'm kind of amazed that this thing hasn't blown away by the wind or otherwise been destroyed by weather. But yeah, that's really interesting. Kind of a very similar thing to what we do in the Alps with the little Gipfelbuch, the little peak log where you can write a couple lines in. And yeah, leave a little memory, a little piece of yourself there. All right, starting our descent from Turtlehead Peak. And it's a kind of a one-way in, one-way out situation. So we won't get to see a different part of the route, but it always looks different on the way down. So I'm not complaining. And let's see if on the way down I can do a better job of actually following the trail. I really hope I can. So that's the challenge I've got for myself. I'm gonna maybe try and run a section of it if and when possible, but I'm kind of out of shape and I don't know if that's a little bit too ambitious. So let's just get down and go from there. We are almost at the car, and it looks like there's some people casually, I don't know, I guess free soloing that slab. Class 3, class 4 scrambling. Not sure that that's allowed, but who knows, maybe they know something that I don't.